জানালাটা বন্ধ করে দিও। আমি পরে এখান থেকে আসতে চাইলে আবার যদি আমি কথা বলতে চাই করা যাবে না? আচ্ছা, ঠিক আছে, ঠিক আছে। Welcome, my dear students. We are facing nowadays a tough time, delicate time. For this purpose, we are exploring this type of interaction and regarding your knowledge update or studying purpose. Now I want to say welcome to you all to our dermatology classroom. Today I will discuss about the psoriasis. You know, this is a very important topic for you all for written exam, oral exam, and also for OSPE. So it is a very important topic. You have to read thoroughly. Now we are coming to define psoriasis. Psoriasis is a common, chronic, and recurrent inflammatory disease of the skin characterized by circumscribed erythematous, dry scaling plaques of various sizes. The lesions are usually covered by very characteristic silvery white scales. The lesions have a predilection for the skull, nails, extensor surfaces of the limbs, umbilical region, and sacrum. You know, we are usually discuss the psoriasis in exam like this. Name few inflammatory skin diseases. In inflammatory disease, we have to speak about psoriasis. Or rather, we can ask about what are the papuloscomas diseases. You have to say the name of psoriasis. So psoriasis comes like this. Now, now epidemiology. Psoriasis usually occurs with equal frequency in both sexes. Yes, in both sexes. Between 1 and 2% of the population has psoriasis. It occurs less frequently in the tropics. But in our practice, we are finding psoriasis patient more prevalently. But I have to say 2% of the population may have psoriasis. Psoriasis is a hyperproliferative disorder. Actually, we doesn't know the actual pathogenesis or etiopathogenesis of the psoriasis. But we know it is a hyperproliferative disorder. That means skin proliferation is accelerated in this condition. But the proliferation is driven by a complex cascade of inflammatory mediators. It's a complex pathogenesis. Psoriasis appears to represent a mixed T helper T1, T helper 1 and T helper 17 inflammatory diseases, but nowadays also say the T helper 23 inflammatory mediators. Basic three things occur here. Increase and abnormal proliferation of epidermis, abnormal differentiation of epidermis, and inflammation. The skin proliferated from the germinal layer of stratum squamous and basalis to the stratum corneum. We need basic 26 to 27 days, even more days. But in case of psoriasis, it comes to only 3 to 5 days. It comes from stratum corneum, spinosum or basalis to stratum corneum. So increased proliferation occur here. And there is abnormal differentiation for this abnormal proliferation. And there is also inflammation. But why and how this occurs still not clearly discovered. Though we know don't know the pathogenesis exactly, but we know some predisposing or predisposing factor. These are genetic factor number one, and early onset is there are genetically we divide the psoriasis into two types, type 1 and type 2. Type 1 psoriasis is associated mostly with CW6, B57 and DR7. Late onset is type 2 and this predominantly features CW2. A variety of other HL associations have been reported. And there are various HLA association with different type of psoriasis. We know there are various type of psoriasis and various types having the relation with various HLA. Like in pustular psoriasis, HLA-B27 may be associated, and for this HLA typing is a research tool for population-based studies. Another predisposing factor other than genetic factor is infection. We know some organisms have the predisposing factor for developing psoriasis. Number one, streptococcal infection. Usually, in case of children, we find that some upper respiratory tract infection with streptococcal infection organism may lead to accelerate or predispose psoriasis, and which usually first time we call the psoriasis, gutted psoriasis. And other organisms like hepatitis C infection, HIV infection, chlamydial infection, this type of infection may predispose psoriasis. Who are genetically predisposed and other finding are positive for developing psoriasis. Now come to drugs. This is usually asked in exam. What are the drugs may accelerate or predispose your psoriasis? And what are the drugs you may consider whether given or not given in case of psoriasis? You have to ask and you have to answer like this. We called blank. Beta blocker, lithium, antimalarial chloroquine, not quinine, NSAID, captopril, calcium channel SC inhibitor, calcium channel blocker, lipid lowering drug, terbinafine, like this. So, in case of psoriasis, antihypertensive drug is very vulnerable and should be given cautiously. Another predisposing factor is stress, especially in case of childhood psoriasis. Stress is an important factor, predisposing factor. You have to consider this. And now, types. We know there are various types of psoriasis. First of all, psoriasis vulgaris, which is vulgaris means common. So, first common psoriasis is called psoriasis vulgaris. Then other types, seborrheic-like psoriasis, inverse psoriasis, which is also called flexural psoriasis, because psoriasis usually occur in extensor surfaces first time. In case of severe cases, it may occur at other site also. But there is a type called inverse psoriasis, which usually occur in flexures like groin, axilla, ear, behind the ear, etc. And another gutted psoriasis, already we told, this is a streptococcal organism predisposed cases usually find in psoriasis children, and gutted means like a raindrop. Shape usually occurs circular like a raindrop, so it is called gutted psoriasis. Erythrodermic psoriasis, which is also called exfoliative dermatitis like problem. So it is erythrodermic. Most of the body surface, especially almost 90% body surface usually involved in this case, and patient becomes scaly and erythemata. So it is called erythrodermic psoriasis. Napkin psoriasis usually found in babies, napkin area, and another is pustular psoriasis. Its presentation is very much different from the normal psoriasis vulgaris. Patient develops pustules and lacks of pustule, and it's a systemic presentation happening with this type of psoriasis, and it's a emergency also. Psoriatic arthritis. Psoriatic arthritis, arthropathy develop with psoriasis, usually first time psoriasis happening, and nail psoriasis also found in case of psoriatic arthritis. Palmoplantar psoriasis. It usually involves the palms and soles. Other side may have not any lesion, only palm and sole involved. But you have to know different type of psoriasis may involve in any person. Patient having psoriasis vulgaris, having palmoplantar psoriasis, having nail psoriasis, and others type is nail psoriasis. Lichen planus like psoriasis. There are various types. Here we include few of them. Now, clinical feature. How a patient of psoriasis can present to you. Psoriasis already we told. The psoriasis is characterized by well circumscribed. That means border is clearly differentiated from the surrounding normal skin. Erythematous, patient having redness of the skin, dry plaques. This is plaques. You know the plaques means solid elevation of the skin more than 1 centimeter. So it having plaques of different sizes and covered by white silvery scale. This is the characteristic feature of psoriasis and distributed over the scalp, knees, elbows, sacral regions, umbilicus, groins, nails, etc. Usually first scalp, knees, elbows and sacral region. These are the characteristic site developing psoriasis. And you have to find out few signs for diagnose the case of psoriasis. Though these signs are not present in all cases or all type of cases or all time of the disease, acute, subacute, chronic, there are various situation where we may not get the sign, but we have to know what are the sign of psoriasis. That means first is auspice sign. That what is auspice sign? Auspice sign means appearance of pinpointed blood bleeding point, pinpointed bleeding on forceful removal of psoriatic scale. If we remove the scale, we may get this pinpointed blood point, pinpointed bleeding point in the skin. But you have to know, do not use your finger. You have to use glass slide for showing auspice sign. Another is Koebner sign. Koebner sign means appearance of same type of lesion on the site of scratching, itching, injury, cutting, etc. Koebner sign present in various skin diseases like psoriasis, eczema, dermatitis herpes, vitiligo, verruca vulgaris. This disease having Koebner sign. In case of psoriasis, on scratching or rubbing or itching, you may get same psoriatic lesion on the site of injury or scratching or itching. This is called Koebner sign. Oronov sign, it's a circular whitening on the periphery of a healed psoriatic lesion. So these are the signs: auspice sign, Koebner sign, Oronov sign. But auspice sign is the pathognomic. We know psoriasis involves the skin, nail, and also mucous membrane. Mucous membrane involvement is minorly, not in all cases, few cases, but skin and nail finding is present most of the cases. Nail pitting, finding of nails or nail pitting, Small depression on the nail, oil spot, onycholysis, removal of the nail plate or the separation of nail plate from the nail bed, and subungual hyperkeratosis. Below the nail, there is a hyperkeratosis. There are other finding also, but you have to remember like these four point: nail pitting, oil spot, onycholysis, subungual hyperkeratosis. And clinical feature, most of the cases, patient may have the localized lesion of skin and nail, but in few cases it may involve and develop into erythrodermic psoriasis. And other than finding patient having the itching, but this itching is variable. It not the psoriasis is not a pruritic skin disease. Patient may have severe pruritus or may have no pruritus. So it is a not mandatory itching will be present in all cases. It patient may have severe pruritus or having no pruritus. Now, for diagnosis, what are the tests we may do? First of all, like all most of the skin disease, we have to go for skin biopsy for histopathological examination. Skin biopsy in proper time is sufficient for diagnosis of skin psoriasis. But most of the cases, typical site, typical characteristic lesion, we are not going to skin biopsy. And some cases, if patient having only nail finding, we may go for nail biopsy. And for diagnosis, we may go for HLA typing. But if you asked name one investigation for diagnosis of psoriasis, we have to answer skin biopsy. And other than these investigation, if patient having serious and severe condition, we may go for other investigation for associated condition assessment like serum albumin globulin ratio because in scaly skin condition, loss of scale causes loss of albumin. So patient develop hypoalbuminemia. Serum albumin globulin ratio will be altered, and you go for other electrolyte imbalance having or not. So these are the skin investigation for assessment of his or her general condition. Course. What are the course of the skin disease? The course of psoriasis is unpredictable. Remission and exacerbation is typical feature of psoriasis. Most of the cases, patient with treatment remain excellent, but in some cases or severe cases, patient goes for remission and exacerbation, and it's a chronic, recurrent, and exacerbating problem. Now, differential diagnosis. We already told that psoriasis is a disease of papulosquamous disease. What is papulosquamous disease? Papule means solid elevation less than 1 centimeter. It may be plaque more than 1 centimeter. Squamous means scaly. So, any scaly papules or plaques comes in differential diagnosis of psoriasis. Like eczema, any type of eczema, like mostly seborrheic dermatitis, pneumolar dermatitis, atopic eczema. These are the eczema which is similar to feature of psoriasis. The tinea corporis fungal infection. Pityriasis rosea is another inflammatory skin disease which mimics psoriasis in clinically. Lupus erythematosus, especially subacute lupus erythematosus, resembles psoriasis in many cases. Dermatomyositis is a connective tissue disorder which mimics psoriasis like feature. Pityriasis rubra pilaris (PRP) is another inflammatory skin disease. Psoriasiform syphilis Secondary feature of secondary psoriasis is called psoriasiform syphilites, having feature like psoriasis and also some drug reaction. Some drug reaction may come into differential diagnosis of psoriasis. Management. Management in like most skin diseases, there are three type of measure should be taken for improvement of the diseases: general measure, topical measure, and systemic measure. Regarding general measure, uh, you have to patient explanation, reassurance, and avoidance of predisposing factor like drugs, stress, infection treatment, avoidance should be needed, and if extensive, should need hospitalization. Most of the cases, mild to moderate cases, we do not give advice for hospitalization, but in case of severe, extensive cases, patient need hospitalization. And after hospitalization, you go for nutrition, maintenance of nutrition, electrolyte, fluid and electrolyte, and high protein diet for improvement of albumin loss through scale, and temperature maintenance. You know, in extensive cases, there is profuse heat loss. So you have to maintain his or her temperature, regulate. Now topical measure. Though patient is dry, scaly feature, you should have to give emollients. Emollients are, what are the emollients usually practiced in dermatological field of practice? Emollients like olive oil, coconut oil, liquid paraffin, urea cream 10%. Nowadays 20%, 50% urea cream is available in the market. So urea cream, other moisturizing agent which emulate the condition and reduces the scaling, roughness, dryness, etc. Now basic topical treatment is highly potent topical steroid. Highly potent topical steroid is clobetasol propionate. You give clobetasol propionate cream or ointment. In chronic stage, we have to give ointment. And another calcipotriol. What is calcipotriol? Calcipotriol is a vitamin D3 analog. We sometimes give steroid and calcipotriol combination cream also. So emollient, highly potent topical steroid, calcipotriol cream, ointment, and sometimes steroid and calcipotriol combination cream. Anthranil, another ingredients we may use for psoriasis. Tazarotene. What is tazarotene? Tazarotene is a class 4 retinoid, synthetic vitamin A derivative. Tazarotene is having the anti-inflammatory effect. And another topical puba therapy, we will go for next. It is puba. Now, calcium inhibitor, calcineurin inhibitor. Calcineurin inhibitor is a steroid sparing agent having tacrolimus, pimecrolimus. In our country, only tacrolimus is available. Pimecrolimus is not available. And next, topical PUVA therapy. What is PUVA? You know, the PUVA means Soralen plus ultraviolet A therapy. Topical therapy means we apply the Soralen cream, and after 2 hours we go for light ultraviolet A, and combination of Soralen ultraviolet A therapy improve the condition. So these are the topical, and there are also tar therapy. Tar. So there is emollient, steroid, calcipotriol, combination of steroid and calcipotriol, anthranil, tazarotene, topical puba therapy, L-calcineurin inhibitor, tacrolimus or pimecrolimus therapy. Now, systemic measure. For moderate to severe cases, you have to give or we have to give systemic treatment for reducing his or her symptom and sign. Methotrexate is the number one drug. We know methotrexate is a antifolate drug, so we have to give folic acid with methotrexate. We give methotrexate in psoriasis in a dose 10 milligram per week or 7.5 milligram per week. 7.5 milligram means 2.5 milligram tablet 12 hourly, 3 dose in a week, or 10 milligram every week with folic acid. Folic acid during the day of taking methotrexate should not take folic acid. And giving methotrexate, you have to take caution if patient is pregnant or childbearing age. Childbearing age should not give methotrexate. If patient having liver disease, do not give methotrexate. In case of childbearing case, if we give methotrexate, it will may cause teratogenic effect. Second, acitretin. Acitretin is a synthetic retinoid derivatives systemic acitretin. We give acitretin in case of psoriasis, lichen planus like disease. And this also a drug should not be given in childbearing age without knowing the menstrual history of her menstrual history, because it also may lead to teratogenic effect. Then cyclosporin and systemic PUVA. Previously we called the topical PUVA, applying the soralen and then sun exposure, ultraviolet exposure. Systemic PUVA, it's a PUVA in it given in oral form, and after 2 hours we advise to exposure of light. Either it is by sunlight and about 9 a.m. and in other cases artificial ultraviolet A therapy. So sodalene ultraviolet A therapy and biologic agents. You know the biologic agents we are giving in case of psoriasis, in case of pemphigus vulgaris like diseases. Biological agents, though it is very costly and sometimes it is not available in many countries, biological agent should be avoided in poor people, or if it is not available should not be given. And usually we systemic measure usually given in case of psoriasis methotrexate with folic acid, or sometimes acitretin, and also the epimelast like diseases treatment. Another type of therapy means combination therapy. What is this? We give few combination, topical, systemic, sometimes two systemic drug, two topical drugs, and this combination therapy more help the patient. Rotation therapy. Rotation therapy means sometimes we given the acetylene, then rotate to it into systemic PUVA, then again few days if patient improve, stop the systemic drug, only continue the topical drug, sometimes only topical drug and another systemic drug like this. This is the rotation therapy according to the condition of the patients and according the improvement or deterioration of the patient. Now we go for a few picture or photo of psoriasis. This is a psoriasis involving the elbow. You notice the dry whitish silver scale over the iridomatous base, and also few papules, plaques and papules, dry scaly scaly plaques and papules in over the elbow. Dry characteristic plaques of psoriasis, erythematous base and white silvery covered scale distributed on a typical site of sacrum. This is the type of palmoplantar psoriasis involving the palm of a patient, erythematous patch and plaque with in palmoplantar psoriasis patient may have not present with typical scale. Severe plantar psoriasis. Plantar surface involvement. Most of the plantar surface is involved with thick scale, and underlying the scale there is a erythematous base. Plaque of psoriasis over the forehead. It involves the forehead and also involves the scalp, eyebrows. It's a difficult situation for a student to answer whether it is psoriasis or seborrheic dermatitis. It's a case of psoriasis. Typical feature of nail psoriasis. Nail psoriasis involving the most of the nails. Sometimes it is called 20 nail dystrophy. Most here the 10 nails involved and may involve the 20 nails also. Typical feature. Nail psoriasis having the pitting, circular depression of the nail. But you have to remember that not all the pitting means psoriasis. In many cases, patient may have nail pitting normally without any skin condition. Sometimes familial pitting also present. So, seeing a nail pitting will not we think of psoriasis. This is a pustular psoriasis. Patient having pustular lesion in the palm. Sometimes palmoplantar pustular psoriasis also having pustules other than plaques or patch. Pustular psoriasis. This is also pustular psoriasis. Pustules. Sometimes all the pustules coalesce and form lacs of pustules. This is a mucous membrane of tongue involving in case of psoriasis. Sometimes we found the geographical tongue. This patch comes and goes in different area of tongue. We call geographical tongue. This is a Koebner phenomenon. On the scratching point, psoriasis develops. This is a Koebner phenomenon. This is a gutted psoriasis. Gutted psoriasis, child having gutted shaped scaly papules. This is very bad, very extensive exfoliative dermatitis. Extensive dermatitis from psoriasis to involve most of the body surface. We call erythrodermic psoriasis. Sometimes it may referred as exfoliative dermatitis. We know exfoliative dermatitis is a condition comes from psoriasis, seborrheic dermatitis, any other PRP, etc. So it is a erythrodermic psoriasis. This is a arthropathic psoriasis with severe mutant form. There are 5 types of psoriatic arthropathy. This is a severe mutant form. So, this is all about psoriasis. So, you have to know about psoriasis. What is psoriasis? What are the site usually involved in psoriasis? So psoriasis is a inflammatory disease actual cause we don't know. Usually involve the typical fuse site and sometimes whole of the body. Typical site means scalp, knees, elbows, sacral region, and other extensor surfaces, and patient having psoriasis from severe to nose itching, and patient having dryness, and patient having characteristic silvery white scale over the erythematous base. Patient may have fuchsine, hospicine, corner sign. If we get hospicine, it is pathognomic sign for psoriasis. And psoriasis mimic other papillosquamous disease like other seborrheic dermatitis, atopic dermatitis, pneumolar dermatitis, pityriasis rosea, PRP, dermatophytosis, then secondary syphilis, drug reaction, and there are various types of psoriasis. Psoriasis vulgaris, exfoliative dermatitis or erythrodermic psoriasis, gutted psoriasis, Pipkin psoriasis, seborrheic dermatitis-like psoriasis, lichen planus-like psoriasis, palmoplantar psoriasis, pustular psoriasis. There are different types of psoriasis. And regarding pathogenesis, you have to answer only 3 points. There is hyperproliferation, abnormal hyperproliferation, abnormal differentiation, and inflammation. And we know there are two types, type 1 early onset, type 2 late onset, and there are various HL association associated with different types of psoriasis. And for diagnosis, skin biopsy is sufficient for diagnosis of psoriasis. That are typical finding of psoriasis, but in case of undergraduate student, we don't ask the histopathological finding. It's not necessary to know the histopathological finding for undergraduate patient student, and there are various diseases mimicking psoriasis as differential diagnosis, and there are three types of management: general measure, topical measure, and systemic measure. First of all, you have to know this disease is not contagious, so you can touch, you can explain his or her family members that it is not contagious, so family member will be assured. And avoidance, you advise few avoidance factor: stress, treatment, drugs, infection. If there is infection, you should treat the condition and advise the patient. And regarding treatment facilities, but you have to know one thing. In case of psoriasis, we apply highly potent steroid, but we should not. You have to know all the time, should not be given systemic steroid. Systemic steroid, if you give systemic steroid, patient will improve, and then condition will be deteriorated by erythrodermic or pustular psoriasis. So, from this class, you have to know all the time that systemic steroid is not given, should not given, never given to a patient of psoriasis. And you have to give methotrexate, and methotrexate should be given in a small dose, 10 milligram per week with folic acid. And you have to do have to do liver function test, kidney function test before and during giving methotrexate. And other retinoids, eptimelast, and systemic or topical puba you have to give, but in advanced developed country, there are various biologic drugs, but given for treatment purpose, and it is excellent, but the cost is very, very costly. So for Bangladesh, it is not given in psoriatic patient. So thank you, patient students. I hope you will enjoy the other classes, and next we will go for drug reaction for another class. And during this time, you have to maintain the social distance You should wear the mask all the time. Remain in home. Stay at home. Stay well. Thank you very much.